Oh Lord, he's running, he's running, he's running, he is running. That fish took off like a tarpon. All right, guys, hooked up, baby, hooked up. Middle of the spawn fish. Man, I came out just for the heck of it, just to see if I could find a good fish in the spawn. They're around, there's a few that exist. That's what I'm trying today. Some cut baits, bigger baits, not bigger baits, they're not really big baits, just a lot of cut bait, hidden in places where hopefully we can get us some decent fish. I'm not expecting a lot today. I'm out here before sunrise. It's hot. It's June. We got a hot June this year, and it's been some miserable temperatures. It'll be 95 today. 100 and some degree heat index. Is what it is. That's a decent fish. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Probably ought to net that fish. Oh, come here, baby. Come here, baby. Bugger grip it. Oh, missed it. Still sassy. Come here, dang, dude. Oh, fat football. Fat old football. It's like a plump female. Heck yeah. There it is, bud. What's that one gonna go? About 17 pounds. That piggy is fat. Look at the shape on that thing. I love it. It's a good looking fish. Old butt's protruding. Might be on some mussels in here. It's a good looking fish. Get her back alive. Hopefully she's eating and done spawning. Woo, she gone. I typically stay off the water in June. This year, more so than ever, I kind of made a commitment just to go on vacation, take care of editing some videos, get some stuff done around the house, and stay off the water, not do any guide trips. Now, I've had a few of you I've taken that were very persistent and you just wanted to go fish. And that's okay, as long as you understand the fishing ain't good. We caught some fish. It wasn't on fire. So, you know, if you're hell-bent on going, sometimes you can twist my arm, but this year's been worse because it's so hot. It has been unseasonably hot. I know it's summertime, but usually we're not getting the 95-degree days that we've got this year. We've had some horrible heat indexes due to the dew points being extremely high, above 70, so it's been miserable. A lot of you around the country are experiencing the same thing, so it's not been fun on many levels. So I've taken care of other stuff, but it's here at the end of June. Some of the spawning's winding down. There's some decent fish showing up here and there. We had a tournament this past week and there were some fish caught that were nice. Not a lot of fish. I'm hearing, you know, the honest reports from people is there's not a ton of fish being caught, but it's close. We're getting close. So it's time to get out and start doing some looking and prospecting. And that's what I'm doing today. I've got, I did do a guide trip yesterday and we caught a bunch of channel catfish, a small blue, kind of what I expected. I'm doing something different today. I'm out here on my own. I got a guide trip tomorrow. Again, some of you persistent folks that want to go no matter what. So I'm gonna just do a little bit of hole hopping today, put out some cut baits, anchored up, and see if there are either A, some post-spawn fish, or B, some stupid hungry fish that have not spawned yet. One thing about the spawn, it's like the rut when it comes to deer hunting. It drags out. It's not something that happens in a 1-week period. It drags out for about a month, and some can go longer. There may be some females that do not drop their eggs and will hold those eggs until they find a suitable male. Take a while, but the majority of it's usually over with by July, and that's what we're knocking on the door of right now. Guys, got one going. Oh, come on, baby, come on, stop. There you are. It's funny, I thought I was getting a bite on this bait a minute ago. I reeled it in and bait was there, nothing had hit it. I just got it back out there, and this one is wrapped up, I believe. He's coming in weird. Anyway, got it back out there, and been about 15 minutes since that last fish. I'm gonna net this thing because there's a good chance he's gonna go nuts at the boat, especially if he comes unwrapped. I don't think he's a giant, but he's wrapped. He feels like a log coming in. There we go. There he is. So we got him. Boom, in the net. We will take them any way we can get them. I'm actually kind of excited. I've got 2 decent fish fairly quickly, and after yesterday's guide trip, that's pretty good. So anyway, let's get a look at this fish. Hey fella, or girl, whatever you are. Man, you are all kinds of, don't flop on me. Don't flop. Poke you in the eye. Stop it. We're gonna make this very easy if you'll cooperate. There we go. There we go. Don't knock my coffee over. Don't knock my coffee over. Come here. You're gonna try to do it again, I know. There we go. Nice fish. Nice blue cat. Post spawn. We're gonna call it post spawn. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, good to get this fish. Little bite mark on the belly there. That or it's where it landed in my anchor basket. Not sure. We're gonna get him back alive. Man, there's another one. I'm kind of excited. 2 fish, a good one, and well, something besides the channel catfish. You know, I said there, post spawn. You know, it's hard to say when the spawn really starts and ends, depending on, you know, it depends on where you're at in the country. You folks, you know, maybe on the Tennessee drainage may see something totally different than what we see on the Catawba system. And I say totally different as in weeks apart, and that's affected by a lot of factors. A lot of it has to do with water flow. The biggest thing's daylight, water temperature, just what goes on, man. It's hard to predict and put nature on a calendar with the way things work. So one thing here where we're on the eastern side of the Appalachians, is that generally in talking with friends that are down toward the coast, say Santee Cooper, Lake Gaston, those areas that are down in the coastal plain, generally they kind of spawn earlier than they do here. Even just down the road an hour from me, Lake Wateree, where I fish, will generally get out of the bad fishing about 10 to 14 days faster than here. I'm thinking about going down there just to see how far along it is there. And why is that? Who knows? Could it be that's more nutrient rich water and the fish feel they can spawn earlier? Who knows what it is there? But it's when we say the spawn's over, it may be totally over in one place and right in the middle of it in another. So that's kind of the thing you have to keep in mind. There's not a hard and fast calendar nationwide that it starts on June 1st and ends on the 30th, and it's that way all across the country. There are variables there, but you know, the big thing is, you know, as I did in a podcast recently, when it comes June and you're not catching fish, that's usually why. And it can be tough because, you know, it's summer, it warms up, kids are out of school, you got some vacation time and you want to go fishing, and then you go and you're not catching anything. You're wondering if all this stuff you've been watching all winter you're doing wrong, and you're probably not. It's probably you're in the right place doing the right thing at the wrong time. Oh Lord, he's running, he is running. That fish took off like a tarpon. That was awesome. I was sitting here looking at another rod. Oh, he's up out of the water. Over here that got hit, and then I heard a splash. It's always good fishing when you hear a splash. We'll take that all day long. Trying to navigate him in here and away from the anchor rope. He's wanting to be a little bit of a pain in coming into the boat, but that's okay. Nice fish. It's nettable. Be the smart thing to do. The smart thing would be to net him. But what am I gonna do? I'm gonna boga grip it. There we go. Should have popped that hook that time. Don't pop that head off. There we go. Oh, perch head. Did another rod go? No. There we go. Perfect hook set. I'll show you that bait in a second. A nice fish. Another double-digit fish. Heck yeah. Didn't make the teener mark, but still, man, I'm getting into some fish. Is the spawn over? Could it be true? Could it be true that the spawn's over? I don't know. We're gonna talk more about it, but it's a good looking fish. I'll show you this, what I caught him on. Back in the water. It's a perch head. One of the white perch I caught actually on yesterday's guide trip. That's a 5/0 Hooker's terminal tackle circle hook. Just on the Santee rig, got it floated up off the bottom. Let's get it back in the water. Woo, sun coming up. Gonna be a hot one. Oh, the sun's just starting to come up over the treetop. It sounds like a Bill Dance song. Yeah, it's 3 nice fish. I'm happy. I'm happy for this to be spawn time, and you know, I'm calling it spawn time. Is it post spawn? I don't know. I think we're on the back end of it, at least where I'm fishing. And what I mean by that is what I was saying earlier. It's just like when you know, are different parts of the country, look at what's going on. You know, it's going to be different. And to a certain extent, that's the same inside of a, you know, a particular lake or a river system that you're fishing. We're talking about larger bodies of water. If you're fishing a municipal pond, it's pretty much all going to happen there within a timely manner. But, you know, you get onto a 30,000 acre lake, you could have a more intense spawn happening at one end than there is at the other, and it could be winding up at one end while it's not winding up on the other. So I say all that to say, keep that in mind when you're out there fishing, is that you know, there's a lot of variables that come into play when it comes to really catching fish, but also when it comes to figuring out what's going on with the spawn, especially when you're in a populated fishery. You know, if you're in a place like Tennessee River, James River, where we're at, well, we got a good population of fish here. There's a lot of variables that come into play, and especially when you've got 3 of the major species in the water system, it's even more complicated. So be patient during this time frame. If it's your only time to fish during the spawn, you know, during June, then just have some patience, have some understanding, and kind of keep that in mind when you're out there. Don't get frustrated. Just understand it's part of the game. It's the time you got to fish, and, you know, be thankful that you're out there. You're, you know, testing your gear, going through the pace, but don't make any big determinations on whether what you're doing is right or wrong. It can be good, it can be rewarding, and it can also kick you in the teeth. Boom, there he goes, hooked up. That's a good fish, that's a good fish. That's a good fish, coming at the boat. He's coming to the boat to jump in it. He wants to be on YouTube. Wants to be on Dieter Melhorn Fishing. Hooked up, there he goes. Now you know you're hooked, don't you, big boy? Don't you, big boy? Oh, ho, ho. Oh, ho. Let's get us a little boga. Like a good solid male. It's hard to tell. Stop it. Simma, it's a good solid fish regardless. Let go. Come here. Got him. Heck yes, sir. That hook out of your mouth. There you go. A little Black Betty action there. We'll talk about that in a minute. It's a good fish. That's another one in the teens. Heck yes. Little battle scars. Nothing too terribly bad. Definitely not from my net. I didn't net that one. Nice fish. Heck yes. That one hit it like a freight train. That hit it like a freight train. We'll take that all day long right there. All right. Let's get him back alive. Here you go. Real quick look. This was old Black Betty. One of the ones I paint black. I think it works good in some of the dingy water. Worked on that fish anyway. Black Betty. At him again. Man, oh man, I'm starting to like this spawn fishing all of a sudden. No, it's you know, that's the thing with fishing out here as you get toward the end of June, is that you will start to hit pockets of fish, and that may have been what I did today. I would like to think, man, it's over with the fishing scrape, but I know from yesterday's trip, a different part of the lake, that it was not good, and I covered a lot of water yesterday, and it was channel catfish. Now, could just be that, you know, it's an area where either A, there's just no blues because they're spawning somewhere else, or you know, it could be that, you know, they're tied up and still spawning and still active doing all that. Who knows? But, you know, we started later yesterday. Also, the guide trip client could not go early. I like to be out here before daylight in the summertime. 1, to avoid the heat, 2, to avoid the boat traffic, and it's just peaceful. So I like that pre-dawn fishing. And was that a factor? It could have been. You know, the bottom line is there's a lot of factors that come into play, folks, when it comes to catching fish. And, you know, that's what makes pursuing fish on rodding and reel, you know, a sporting pursuit. You know, the fish have the advantage, and that's the way it should be. And, you know, they've got the advantage of what they're doing. We don't totally know what they're doing, and we have to kind of figure it out and guess at it. And that's all we're doing. It's paid off today. It's worked. So if you guys are out there, you know, if you struggled in June, wait till July. I know it's going to be hot. You can't get much hotter than what we've had in June, but, you know, keep at it. The fishing coming out of June, going into July, later in the summer will get better and better and better. I honestly believe that the fishing gets better and better and better the later you go into the summer. So stick with it, stay on the water, keep the baits wet, catch some fish. Guys, that's a good pull down right there. That's a good pull down. That's not what I wanted to see right there now. Come on, baby. Come on, hooked up. Maybe it feels like a good fish. It don't feel like a great fish. I don't know if it's one I had a shot of on the sonar, but I don't know that I totally got him. Stay out of that anchor. Stay away from that anchor. He's acting like he doesn't know where he's hooked. I'm trying to get him up off the bottom and away from the anchor. That'll be the trick. He's coming to this side. He's honestly just swimming upstream like he's going where he wants to go. I'm gonna net him. Seen his butt. Heck yeah. Okay. Boom. Now that's a big old male right there. And he is banged all the crap. He has some battle damage on him. This here, he's still dark too. This is what a spawning blue cat looks like. He's not gonna be happy to get in the boat. Oh, come here, big boy. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Oh, look at that tail. He's got all kinds of bite marks on him. Come here, biggin. This is not a good idea. Get him undone here. Come on, hook. Well, that circle hook did its job. This is not a good idea. He's free. Man, look at the damage on him. Now that is one that has been out making some love. Look at that. He has been making love and fighting. That's a big male. Look at that mouth. That's some damage to that boy. He's real lethargic. He's not as jacked up. I think he has spent all his energy on date night. Yes, sir. Let's get him back so he can finish what he started. Man, what a morning. That was an awesome fish. It was interesting how that male, Battle Torn, came in not super aggressive. A month ago, that same fish would have went nuts. When I would have picked him up, he would have been thrashing and going crazy. And, you know, that was pre-spawn. That was pre-spawn then. And you know, you figure for the past month, they've probably been fighting, battling, guarding eggs, nest clearing, fighting with each other, looking for females. So it's probably been a very, well, just not a pleasant experience, I guess is the best way to describe it. But man, that's the way the spawning world is, the mating world, period. I mean, you know, you look at what goes on in the white-tailed deer world. I mean, it's a battle, and it's not pleasant. So I'm happy to get that one. I'm glad he shared his day with me. Gets to go back alive like all the fish I catch, or most of them anyway, especially the double-digit fish. And hopefully y'all get a chance to catch them. It shows you just don't know when you're going to have a good day, and it can happen anytime. You know, overall, it's not a good bite, but there are these pockets and places, especially later in the spawn, to where you can find some fish. And we found them today. You just have to keep at it. You have to keep digging. You have to keep scratching. You have to keep fishing. You have to strike out. I mean, if you're going to, you know, hit some home runs, you got to strike out some. And if you're going to make the three-pointers, you're going to miss some along the way. And that's just what I do. That's all part of the fun. It's all part of the game. It's all part of chasing fish. So y'all go out and get you some.